truth that you are a slave. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison for your mind.
Greetings. I want to teach you today how to use the Bible to prosper in every way. And many people try to speak against the Bible and say the Bible is used to brainwash people. And I want to say that anything that can use to brainwash you, you can use that same thing to free you, because it's all reverse psychology. Because for anyone to enslave you mentally, okay, it have to be some form of psychology. So now you have to use reverse psychology. And that is why the basis of my teaching is that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. For the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history. And this valuable lesson was taught to Neville Goddard by his mentor Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, who also studied the Kabbalah and used the Kabbalah also to give you the metaphysical and esoteric understanding of the Bible, so that you can use the Bible to help you in every way. Okay? And when I say to help you in every way, I'm speaking about the way of prosperity. I'm speaking about the way of which is spoken of in Deuteronomy 28, where he said these blessings shall follow you. And it was just yesterday I was having, a talk with a Christian person, and I was showing them that they can go to the supermarket and fill their trolley with grocery, and then afterwards they go to the cashier and they say kontodobo shantaraba hankadobo hununobo shene, and that pays the bill. No, that's not real empowerment. Empowerment is when you know how to get whatever you desire in this world and using the Bible to do so. So my brother and my sisters, the main thing for you to know is that the main character of the Bible is man's imagination. And once you can accept the fact that the essential character of the Bible is man's imagination, you would realize that God in man is man's imagination. Therefore, you would realize why St. John 1 and 3 says that all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. You come to the realization that everything in this world that was ever made or was ever invented, it was first a thought, it was first an idea, it was first imagined. Then you would realize that the creative power is in you, and you can use that power to prosper in every way, because you've been promised that if you seek first, so first thing first. Now, you do not put the cat before the horse. You put the horse before the cat, because the horse is the power that would pull or carry the cat. So it says, if you seek first the kingdom, when you find the kingdom, that you would know that you find the kingdom, because you will also find the key, or you will also find the secret to all prosperity. In other words, you find the secret to creation, and you will be able to create your reality consciously. So my brothers and my sisters, as I said before, the Bible is psychological. So all you have to do is use reverse psychology. So in secular Christianity, they taught you to look outwardly. But now I'm teaching you to look inwardly, to use the Bible to bring prosperity in your life. And you're told in Luke 17:21 that the kingdom of God is within you. So basically, it's a thin line between poverty and prosperity. There's a thin line between love and hate. So there is just energy, vibration, and frequency. And we are using one power. But that same energy or that same power, it can use to keep you in fear. So you can be vibrating under the fear energy, or you can be vibrating under the love energy. Because everything is transmutation of energy. So when you look within and you realize that you're a spirit having a human experience, then you will realize money and all the things that you desire in this world, that they are spiritual. and that everything starts with a thought. Everything came first from the invisible world, from the inner world. And so you start to live from the invisible world. You start to live from the inner world, and you depend upon the inner world to express your outer world. And we see all of these things, they are written in the Bible. Okay? And they are hidden. So basically, the whole Bible is encoded and must be decoded. But it all has to do with the human psyche. So when we look more deeply, we realize that many people have been taking personification for persons. And that they've been taking allegory for history. And even Galatians 4:24 tells you that the story of Abraham and Sarah and Hagar, that it's an allegory. And the same Christian person I was speaking to, he read from his Jehovah's Witness Bible, and they remove allegory and they put the word symbolic. They make me laugh. So I even told him that, that I like to meet people with Jehovah's Witness, because when they read from the Bible, okay, and they remove certain words, they make it even more simple for me to show them the truth. Okay, so my brother and my sisters, the Bible is a book of mind science. And you can use the Bible to prosper in every way. Now, if you can accept where it says in the Bible that as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he, you're on your way to abundance and prosperity. If you can accept Romans 12, that says you must not be conformed. Don't follow the crowd. Don't follow the masses. Think for yourself. That's what he's saying. Think for yourself. He said, be what? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So then, if he said do not be conformed, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and you realize by listening to someone like myself or some other person who's teaching certain wisdom, you realize that you're born here in a state of amnesia or a state of forgetfulness. And you realize that you cannot remember anything when you are a month old, or when you were 1 year old, or when you were 2 years old. And you can accept the fact that you're actually born in amnesia and a state of forgetfulness. And everything that you would have known, it was taught to you by your parents, or by your teachers, or by your religious leaders, or by your political leaders. And you can accept that. Then you will realize, in order for you to be transformed, you have to renew your mind from those kind of teaching and learn to think for yourself. And my brother and my sisters, if the life that you are seeing, you're not pleased with it, and you want to see better in your life, and you're doing the same thing over and over, looking for different results, but not getting a different results, that's a state of insanity. And that's what may happen to people who are trapped in secular Christianity. They want a different outcome in their life. They want to live a life of abundance. They want to live a life of prosperity. And they keep looking outwardly and keep believing in self-destructive prophecy. Yet, they want change. It don't work like that. Even the Bible says, be transformed. You want transmutation? You have to do it by renewing your mind. You have to change your mindset, showing you that everything is mental and everything is psychological. And it says also, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, if they have any virtue in it, what you must do, think on these things. So my brother and my sisters, it's as simple as you looking inwardly and believing in the God that is within you. And as long as you believe in the God that is within you, you'll never be broke another day in your life, because God is not a God of scarcity. God is not a God of lack. God is not a broke God who wants 1/10 of everything you work for. No, sir. That creative power in you, it is said, as I quoted before in St. John 1:3, that He creates all things. And anyone with common sense will know everything in this world has been ever invented. It was first a thought. It was first imagined. It was first an idea. Everyone works for money. They go to a job every day for money, because money is the medium of exchange. And anyone with common sense will know money was first a thought. It was first an idea. It was first imagined. And money was not invented by a religious mind. No, it was not people with religious mindset. You check out all of the great inventions in this world and see if they came about by a Christian. See if they came about by someone who was going to church every Saturday and every Sunday and was speaking things to condemn and judge. No, it has never been those kind of people. It's always been people who believe in themselves. People believe in the creative power that is within themselves. Could you imagine, like yesterday, as I was saying, I was speaking to this Christian brother, and I asked him to show me Jesus, and he cannot show me Jesus. And I said to him, it's because you're believing in an imaginary man. It is something that's taking place in your perception. So whenever you talk about Jesus, you're seeing it in your imagination. A man of 2,000 years ago, it's an imaginary man. But if you realize that before you could even imagine an imaginary man, your imagination was there. You see how important it is to learn the law of mentalism, to learn how the mind works, and to be responsible for your thoughts and your actions, knowing that it is your own thoughts that are creating your personality, creating your reality. So my brother, my sisters, it's as simple as you believing in yourself. And that's how you can use the Bible to create all prosperity in your life. Understanding that the Bible is your spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically, and knowing that there is no one to change but self. And that is what Abdullah taught Neville. He said, Neville begins with self. Everything starts with self. There's no one to change but you. There's no one to convert but you. So my brother, my sisters, it's as simple. And, I feel so happy because, I was one of those persons who were looking outwardly and who was kept in limitation, who was kept in mediocrity, who was kept with a poverty mentality, believing in a God outside of myself. When I start believing in the God that is within me, I realize that money is my servant. I realize that when I seek after wisdom, that money will follow me. And then I understand 1 Kings chapter 3. Okay, and you can read 1 Kings chapter 3 from anything from verses 1 right up to say verses 15, 16 concerning Solomon, where Solomon had a choice and he could have chose riches over wisdom, but he seek first wisdom. He asked for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to rule and control his kingdom. And you have to ask for that to control and rule your kingdom and come into a golden age. It's so lovely. Okay, and you would realize that you are the Solomon, which is the son in man, the son man. Okay, and that's why Malachi chapter 4 verse 2 tells you that the son, the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise where? In you, not outside of you. With what? Healing in his wings. And that is why, my brother, my sisters, this kind of message is what will always bring healing to all of humanity. And that is why so many people have found the teachings of Neville Goddard to be very much profitable in their life and are willing to teach it to others so they can live the best version of their life. They can live the first class life, not the third class life. So my brother, my sisters, the Bible is not a book you refer to as that you should just take and burn it up. Some people do that. Some people say that. Some people talk about, Dr. Ben and Dr. Clark and so on. And I agree with a lot of things that they were saying. But when you start to speak about, say, burn up the Bible and so on, no, you have to understand the Bible from the psychological standpoint, from the esoteric standpoint, the metaphysical standpoint. All religion have the esoteric and the exoteric. It is for you to find out the esoteric. It is you. That's why I say you will only find God when you seek for God with all of your heart and all of your might. When you seek for prosperity, when you speak for betterment in your life, you have to seek for these things. You have to have the desire. You can't just be satisfied with where you at. Okay? Because as I said before earlier, when you want something and you're not seeing that happening, you are missing the mark, and that is sin, missing the mark. You must press towards the mark, towards the prize of your high calling in what? Your Christ self, your higher self. And then when you prove it for yourself, you say, I can do all things. Through who? My Christ self, my inner self, my higher self. Not a man 2,000 years ago. So, my brother, my sister, I can go on and on and on, you know, because right now I'm on fire. Right now, you know, I'm empowered. Okay, because when you discover this truth, when you discover all that you're looking for is within you, when you discover that you've been searching all your life for, in all of the wrong places, and it's actually yourself you've been looking for, you would realize that when you find yourself, you'll find God. And when you find God, you'll find yourself. And you come into oneness. You come into unity. And you live in the real Trinity. Thoughts, action, manifestation. So my brother, my sister, you can manifest your life how you want it to be. You can prophesy your life how you want it to be. Habakkuk 2 says that you must write down the vision. Make it plain. Definiteness of purpose. Know exactly what you want after you have your strong desire. Make it plain. And though it tarries, it would not fail. It's for a certain time. Learn the law of gestation. Wait for it. It would manifest. You're working with law. With a law, I should say. And we are all governed by certain laws. Certain immutable laws. The universe are governed by laws also. So align yourself, my brother, my sisters, and use the Bible to live a life of prosperity. As Abdullah would have taught Neville Goddard how to use the Bible to live a life of prosperity. But unfortunately, this way that you should use the Bible to live a life of prosperity, those who are brainwashed and deceived, they will call it blasphemy. Yes, they will call it blasphemy. So, with that being said, my brother and my sisters, and with you being given the key, and whatever you release here on earth, it will release in heaven. Okay? And whatever you bind on earth, it will bind in heaven. Because you've been given the keys to the kingdom. You are the operator. You are the generator, and you are also the destroyer. G-O-D. Generator, operator, and destroyer. You are God. God in flesh. So, with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much. And I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying, it makes sense to you and it really resonating with you, I want to say to you, if you haven't subscribed already, I encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at BlackMadGuru. And if you would like to support my Patreon, you can support my Patreon. There's a lot of good information that is there for you. And also there's a course there called the Inner Sun Science and Technology to create your reality consciously. For people who are donating at least $20 or more, it's available to you. So, with all of that being said, my brother and my sisters, I want to say to you to put what I'm saying to work in your life and prove for yourself that imagination creates reality and that you can use the Bible psychologically to live your life how you want it to be. So, with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to say peace. I love you all. I'm out.